Hi, welcome to the session, and I'm going to talk about capital requirement. And this is a part of the Basel II norms, and this time we'll be focusing on IRB approach. Now we know that by the basic formula that the basic risk-based capital calculation is total capital upon risk-weighted assets. So that was something which was the very basic formula. The revised ratio is called the capital ratio or the capital adequacy ratio. This ratio is 8% of the risk weighted assets. So the total capital that uh, the bank must hold should be 8% of the risk weighted assets for credit risk. Now in order to calculate the total risk weighted assets, we have to start with risk weighted assets for each of them. So we have to start that for credit risk, and the calculation of risk weighted assets for credit risk is simply the sum of credit risky assets multiplied by the corresponding risk weights. We then add the capital charge for market and operational risk, and one by one we add that to get the total risk weighted assets. My focus here is to talk about the IRB approach. The IRB approach has the potential to reduce the capital requirement for the bank because the bank uses its own estimate, and this estimate may be lower than the cookie cutter philosophy, which was the 8% which was introduced in some way. Now, calculation of risk weighted assets is based upon potential exposure at default and capital requirement. So, risk weighted assets, if you remember, I'm talking about the denominator, and I want to calculate the denominator for each one of them. So, risk weighted asset is capital requirement into 12.5 into exposure at default. Now again, you should note that collateral is not deduced from the exposure at default uh, under the IRB approach, but it is deduced in the standardized approach. The calculation of capital requirement, which is the first part in the third line that we are talking about, it sorry, it is itself a function of loss given default, which is LGD, into probability of default, into maturity adjustment factor, uh, and it's related to related to exposure at default B. So you can see that the formula of again the capital requirement is loss given default into probability of default into maturity exposure. This is something that that talks about what would happen if a loss happens. So this is the capital requirement, and this requirement is then multiplied into 12.5, and then it's multiplied into the exposure at default to get the risk weighted asset. So you need to understand how all these things link up. Sorry. Now loss given default is an important factor in capital calculation since it's linearly related to K. So increasing the loss given default increases K by the same percent regardless of the size of the default. Under the IRB approach, LGD increases with the riskier of the claim. Therefore, predetermined seniority recovery rate will be higher than subordinate recovery rates. Collateral can be used to reduce the LGD and hence the capital charge. Under the advanced IRB approach, banks generate internal estimates of loss given default. The probability of default calculation explicitly incorporates the correlation of the specific asset class. The resulting stressed probability is concave shape. There is diminishing effect of probability of default on K. And then we have the maturity adjustment at the end. So this was about the internal rating based approach and calculating risk weighted assets for each one of them. The whole idea is to help you understand how we calculate the risk weighted asset that's used in the denominator. So it's calculated starting with this formula, the capital requirement. The capital requirement is again calculated by loss given default, probability of default, and majority adjustment.